So, season 14 is a big, great season. Like, I love this one. There is hardly nothing to complain about this one. This one is amazing. I've said a lot in these 3 parts about season 6 and how it's my favorite season, probably one of my favorite collections of videos ever. And this one just radiates that season 6 feeling more than any other season that I will be reviewing. This one just radiates it. But it's kind of, the best way I can put this is like retro futuristic. Or like, you know what I mean. Like, it acts like an old episode from 2014, like a season 6 episode, but yet it's made in the modern day with a few more modern things to close in. So, it shakes both hands with the past and the future. Yeah, I like that. I know they probably did not plan that at all, but I like that. It makes this like collections of seasons unique. Season 13 also had this, but it wasn't really that big. Season 14 had it a lot. In fact, Season 14, it was ranked really, really good. Like, out of all of these, the lowest ranked episode was just meh. It was just a bore to get through. I think it's set at like 900s. It was in like the 900s. I'll show a picture of the ranking right now. So, as you can see in the picture, that was the lowest ranked one. All these are really, really good. Like, amazingly good. There is not a bad one. Like, one downright bad. Like in season 11 or 12 or some in 13. I know I said season 13 was good in the last part, but I kind of sugarcoated it. Let's see what the generator has for us. Ooh, and I got one of my favorites. It's the 1-star versus 5-star. This one was released on Black Friday, and it was the Black Friday special. Who knew that a show could have a Black Friday special? And this one is one of the best Black Friday specials. This one has them guess a game where they have to guess, is this item rated 1 star on Amazon or 5 stars? It's hilarious seeing them mess with it. These people are like geniuses when you actually like let them shine through. Like, I really, really, really like this one. Like I've said, really like this episode. Again, since I'm talking about the ranking list, I'm going to tell you where it's at right now. It sits at it's in the 50s, I believe. It's in like the 50s, ranked 40s, 50s, around there. Again, I'll show a picture of the ranking. Yeah, there. So I said season 14 was good. Wait to hear what I have to say about season 15. Season 15 is the 3rd best season of the show. This one is amazing. There is not a single wrong episode in this one. All of these made me feel good. They had me smiling. They had me happy. And I just loved it. It was great. There ain't a single one that happens to make me mad, make me sad, but all make me glad. I'm not going to spend that much time on this one. What does the generator have for us? So what do you know? I got Will It Hair Gel. When this one came out, I actually hated it. I have no clue why, because I really love this one, like I said. It's just so charming. That's it. This one just oozes charm. Okay, everybody. It is Couch Object from his basement back again. The footage I used in these 3 videos is from Embis 3. Just search him up. He made that. It was a time lapse, but it stopped at the end of season 15. Since this is recorded when season 20 is still on air, I had to use something different. So I'll be using something different, so don't get mad. That's why. Anyway, let's return to the list. This ain't a season, it's a Good Mythical Summer. Good Mythical Summer 2019 always just leaves me confused. On one hand, you have some really, 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 really good episodes, like Willie at Barbecue and, what's the other one? Oh yeah, the Outback versus Texas Roadhouse. Those episodes were good. In fact, they're in the top 100. Both of them are. Look. But there's some other ones, like the What's in My Suitcase, that just I don't like. In fact, they're the opposite of what I do not like. Bad. But gladly, most of the season ain't too terribly bad. And that's all I really gotta say. I'm gonna take it easy on this one. What does the generator have for us? I got What's the Best Swim Goggle. I love this one. It's simple and basic. All I need. I hope the show keeps getting good. What went wrong? Seriously, what went wrong? We were starting getting good. Season 12, okay, season 10, 11, and 12 were failures. And then 13 started to get good, but then 14, 15, and Mythical Summer 2019, amazingly good. And now we're back to being awful again. In fact, incredibly awful. This is the worst season yet. There's hardly a single episode I like. In fact, there is not. There's not a single episode I like. When I first remember seeing this season, because remember, this is like in the first few months, I started binge watching every episode. I saw the first episode and realized, well, this one's bad. I might want to give it a week though. So I gave it a week, then I gave it a month, then I gave it its entire runtime and it never got better. In fact, I'd say it got worse. I cannot stand this season, and I'm glad I watched it as it just came out and ranked it. Because I hate this episode, I hate this season more than anything, or most of the season so far. Okay, later in the video, because I know about this already, there is going to be a worse season than this, but that'll be in a few minutes, so who cares? This season is just unbearable. It's cringy. That's what mainly ruins it. But the main thing, the heavily main thing, is how boring it is. It is just boring. It's slow to get through. I just hate it. I feel like I'm repeating words, because I said that in my part 2 a lot. It's boring. This whole season is boring. It's hard to get through. It was very hard to get through. What they find is funny moments or not funny. Wow, your coworker ran through your secret room. I don't care. Wow, we made chicken noodle soup and a bagel. That's not funny. It's not funny at all. I don't care. I just seriously do not care. I do not understand why people like this season. This season, I don't know the numbers, but I know that the best episode is not that high. I believe it is the second lowest. No, it is the lowest for the best episode. So you might be saying, then why is this the worst? Because you already said this ain't the worst. Well, the worst one has a very better episode between a lot of other good, bad ones. Extremely bad ones, worse than this. So, in summary, season 16 is awful. Don't recommend watching it at all. There's not a single good one. It's just that most of them are mediocre and hard to get through. None of them were actually bad, except a few of them were. They just left me feeling nothing. So I totally forgot to do what's the dinner got for us in this one, and I didn't really feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. I got the episode What's Being Reverse Slow Motioned Exploded. It's the second episode in the season. They're gonna milk this game dry in a couple seasons, but right now, it's okay. Nothing special. We have hit a milestone. It's just that a milestone is very, very bad. We have hit the worst season of Good Mythical Morning. After almost 3 years at this point of watching every episode, I can say without a doubt, this is the worst season of Good Mythical Morning. I could make an entire 1 hour documentary, like the ones people do online that are like overly long, like 4 times as long as they should. I could do one of those about this season. because it's just so bad. But if I were to do it, I'd just do a quick rundown. This season started at the beginning of 2020. It started off okay. If it just stayed to what it would be, it would probably go above season 16. I mean, almost all no, it'd be below season 16, I meant. They're just worst version of season 16 in January. Then in February, it just got disappointing. Like, depressingly disappointing. Not like the material in it was disappointing. It's just kind of sad about how a great morning show turned to this boring dumpster fire. But then in March is when it starts to get real bad. So in March, COVID-19 hit. I think everybody knows that. Everybody watching this should know that. In March of 2020, COVID-19 hit, which caused Rhett and Link to film at their own houses. When I first saw them, I was like, oh, it's like season 6 again. But no, it's not like season 6 again. This is worse. Way worse than season 6. Season 6 actually has charm. This doesn't. In fact, in March or April, early April, led me to one of the worst episode of the series. If you're wondering what it is, it's Dad Meme Review. It goes into what I said in season 16, or I think I said it in there. No, I didn't. I was meant to say it in this one. In that video, they are rude to somebody who did nothing at all wrong. I don't even know why they're doing this. I guess they're just doing it so some garden gnome with a computer and popcorn might talk about them for a couple of people and maybe get them popular again because they need their 15 minutes of fame, because at this point the show is almost irrelevant. I guess that's why they did it. But even if you exclude that part, it's still a bad episode with cringy humor, just awful people being rude. It's like, have you ever walked into a room where there's like a bunch of spoiled kids? It's kind of like that, except 10 times worse with this video. It is bad. Like, very bad. That video is. Not talking about the worst episode, because I still gotta do an episode with the generator. Moving on through the timeline, you got through April, which it gets worse. May, it doesn't get as worse as April, but it still is very, very, very bad. And then June rolls around. On June 1st, they changed the show up and were finally able to get back to the studio, leading into the best episode of the season, Willet Sandwich. Willet Sandwich is good. It's basic and I love it. And then you got Putting Weird Things in a Hot Glue Gun. That's pretty good. Pretty basic. I love it. But that slips back down to being awful again. I don't know why. Like, it is unnecessarily awful. This season is. Ever since I watched it, I have not watched a single video from this season ever again. It is so unbearable to get through. If you want to watch any season within this, like, binge watching I did, do not watch this season. You will be heavily disappointed. Don't watch this season. Just skip right over it. Forget it even exists. Because Rhett and Link don't reference it. They don't reference it at all. In fact, fans don't even talk about this season. Disappointed. Just skip over it. Pretend it does not exist, like everyone else has. The season is awful. That's all I'm going to say. What's the generator got? We made Amazon products for dragons. I like the off-the-wall, out-of-the-box idea, but it's just executed poorly. Out of all the season, this one is ranked high. And when I mean high, it's like in the thousands. Like, I think here's a ranking of it right now. I'll give you the place right now. There. But I do like the ideas in it, like the human baby nuggets. It's dark. It's a very dark idea, but it is very, very funny. This ain't a season. It's Mythical Summer 2020. I'm just going to call it GMS 20, so it's simpler and doesn't take it that much time. GMS 20 is just slightly better than Season 17. It's just exactly like it, except it has a tad bit more charm. It just has a little bit of charm, a little dash of it. There are a few I kind of like, don't really enjoy, but kind of like. Didn't absolutely hate myself while watching them. like season 17, which again, that season is the worst. This season also leans toward being bad, but as Mythical Summers go, or ranking those, it's worst out of those, but it didn't get that low off the list. It's an okay season, I guess. That's really all I have to say. Nothing special talking about here. I got bizarre shower thoughts. This episode is funny, don't get me wrong, but all the funniness does not come from them. It comes from the fans. So if you wrote one of the shower thoughts in this video, good job. You are a good comedian. You are officially funnier than them. So, Season 18. What do I think about it? It's better than 17 and GMS 20, but it ain't really that good. There are a lot of episodes, and when I mean a lot, I only mean like 10 that I do like. It's not really that good, because if like this season was placed sometime between like part 2 or part 1, it'd be at the bottom. But right now, in this part, I think it is the best that I've had, the best season I've reviewed in the past 10 minutes. Why do I say that? Well, it's because it gave us my second favorite episode. Besides a few of them that are pretty good, they're in the top 1,000, which I consider to be good episodes. All the ones 1,000 and above are 6 out of 10, meaning that they're kind of solid. But this gave me my second favorite episode. My favorite's Willet Popsicle, by the way. I think I said that before. But my second favorite is the 8-hour video that they did. I remember when it came out and I was watching it on and off. It is a great episode. It's so amazing from everything they do in it. From like the banana game they played. I mean, they even brought out some of their old people that used to work with them. I mean, it's good. Turning into street corn's amazing. The shower cam, that's good. The vanilla ice bath, that's a good play on words. Love that. It has a lot of stuff. I think there's an uploaded version online of the full 8 hours, because I still missed a lot of stuff. Out of the entire 8 hours, I'd say I watched like half of that throughout the entire day. I just couldn't watch all of it because I had online school, so anytime I got like a time off, I just do that. But I remember really enjoying it. There wasn't a part that I didn't like. It was just boring. That was the worst thing I had to say about it, really. That episode is amazing. But let's talk about another episode for the generator. We got the last episode in the season, Alternate Universe Foods Taste Test. This one went out the way they went in for 2020, doing an alternate universe foods taste test. I don't really like the concept, or I don't like the idea of them. The first ones were okay, but they just drove it into the ground, crashed it in there. So I didn't really like this one, but I want to say whoever did the packaging and whoever came up with this idea is a genius. Yeah, I know this is beyond the point, but I thought I'd bring it up. I saw a video from like this completely bullcrap top 10 channel. It was called like Top 10 Scariest Alternate Universe Food Concepts, and it stole all the like ideas from this series. Here's a picture of the video right now if I was able to find it. You might be able to find it if you did. It was just so stupid. Like a complete idiotic move. Season 19 is probably the worst season, but it's just not bad. Or, it is bad, but it's just boring. Like, incredibly boring. I can't recall a single episode except the ones that just really made me mad. It just seems like they're all mashing together and making a fever dream. A very, very bad fever dream. Like, I can't stand this one. I don't want to spend that much time with it. It doesn't deserve to be talked about. There's nothing good from this season. It's just a normal, bad season from the past 4 years. I'm not even losing hope. I am not happy. Or I am happy. I only got to add 2 seasons after this. What has the generator got for us? I got how much Red Bull can we drink? Or drinking like all the caffeine you can have. This is deadly. They're just trying to get popular. But they can like seriously hurt themselves doing this. But they just want to get those sweet, sweet clicks, don't they? But why am I still watching this video? You might be asking. Well, if I am being just negative, why am I still watching? I just skipped the ranking into the good stuff. Well, you're wrong. I'm not going to be negative. For the next minute, I'm actually going to talk about a pretty decent round season. This season. I was making this video when the season was, like, still airing. And I thought I would get the entire 3-part video out when this season was still on air, but I didn't, and if I did, it would be a good way to go out, but it didn't end that way. But at least I'll talk about it in retrospect and talk about how good this season is. I love it. Just a little stuff. It feels like a season 6 thing all over again, more of a season 14 thing. It's not amazing, it's not going to be up in the top 5, but I do really, really love it. I love a lot of these episodes. There's a lot of them. They don't deserve to be called out for being amazing, but they're decent. And after all I've been through watching these for the past 2 years, I gotta say, out of all the things they made in the past, like 2.5 years from this point, it's pretty good. We confronted our eBay scammer, is what I got on the generator. This is a part 2 to them eating discontinued snacks, which I love. Yes, a little history lesson with a nice little Good Morning action. I love that series, but it's a part 2 to a video where they got a very bad smelling candy bar and a baseball player. I'm not really that big on sports. Well, let me give you a little history. A few seasons ago, they said that this baseball player's candy bar smelled awful, so they got him on the show to do like a line for the part 1 to that, and it's hilarious. But this is the part 2. Again, it's pretty funny. I like it. It's decent. How are we gonna go out, guys? How are we? Not good. Season 20 is not good. Like, at all. They just mashed together. There is one good episode for each month. That means that there are 5 good episodes, on average. There might be a couple more. A few of them are decent. So it means that they kind of are starting to get up on a rise again into quality. But I highly doubt that, sadly. Even though a few of these episodes are amazing. Like, the review episodes are funny. Like, very funny. I didn't laugh. Because, again, I think I've said before, it's hard for me to laugh. But they are funny. That's really all I got to say in the review. Before I move on to the generator, I just want to say, if you've watched all 3 parts, which is like a total of almost an hour, thank you. I appreciate you a lot. Anyway, let's get to the generator. So, I actually got a 3-parter video, so I'm going to review all of them, or just think of them as one episode. They've tried to find out what's the best Halloween candy, even though they did a video like that 2 years ago in season 16. I am not a fan. You know, when I started this, I thought it was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be fun to watch my favorite creators and their antics throughout, at the time, like 7 years. Watch all that fun 7 years of content together, and it's going to be great. But around a year ago, it just started getting bad. Like, awful. Like, incredibly awful. I already knew I knew it was getting bad 2 years ago now. But in my binge watching session, I was almost done with the golden age. So no matter what I did, the ones I would binge watch at night and the ones I would watch in the morning, it was all garbage. and that's exactly what happened, and I started hating this, but since ranking videos were getting popular, then I did it, and I am actually glad about myself. I'm glad I'm one of the only people to watch one of the longest running internet shows. And if you're wondering, no, I am not going to rank the next season. I am too tired of watching this awful, awful show to do it. And also, since Fillmore Go, it has a problem processing such a big video that I'm making, the part where I rank every episode, or the part where I say my entire list, will be in a separate part 4 that will come out in the next coming weeks. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Like, you just sat and watched almost an hour's worth of content. Thank you.